Guys, after subscribing to this channel, please make sure that you also press the bell icon so that no notification, no new video of mine, any educational video, is missed by anybody.
Okay. So, hi, welcome one and all for the class tonight. And I was just trying to explain you that the first class that I had taken was an early pregnancy. And I gave you very, conceptual statements about what you mean by, a pregnancy, early pregnancy, when the urine pregnancy test is just turned positive, but you can't see anything on the ultrasound. That case we discussed as a short case, but actually I took it over for a 1 hour long session, trying to explain you the concepts behind early pregnancy, how would it look like if it's a pregnancy in unknown location, what you do if it's a pregnancy in unknown location, how will you follow this patient up. And finally I took you to a point where either it's a healthy pregnancy, and then we discussed a lot about it, then we spoke about ectopic pregnancy, there's a class on that, and then finally there's a failing pregnancy. Today we're going to discuss about that. All right, so Umesh will be presenting a case on early pregnancy loss actually. So let's hear from him and then we can discuss more about this case. Yes, Umesh, you can start.
Good evening, ma'am. My patient name Mrs. ABC, 26-year-old female, resident of Pune, housewife, educated up to graduation. By modified BG Prasad classification, she is in upper class. Her husband is Mr. XYZ, government servant, educated up to post-graduation. Patient is primary gravida with 3 months pregnant. Came to hospital with chief complaints of bleeding per vaginum since 1 day, mild lower abdominal pain since 1 day.
Okay. Now, I usually stop here, and in my previous class, all those students who were there with me will understand, and that's going to be the trend from now onwards. When the moment the patient has given you the complaints, your mind starts racing in what are the DDDs. And once you think about these are the DDDs, you think about the questions to be asked. All right. So, Umesh, what are you thinking right now? She's a patient who's primary gravida, 3 months pregnant, bleeding, and lower abdominal pain. What are the DDs coming in your mind? All of you can also write down in the chat.
Patient has symptoms of bleeding per vaginum. So we can classify DDs into like obstetric causes and non-obstetric causes.
Very good. Excellent.
If patient is non-pregnant, so obstetric causes like implantation bleeding, abortions like threatened abortion, inevitable abortion, incomplete abortion, complete abortion, blighted ovum,
very good.
misabortion, septic abortion. Then non-obstetric causes like causes of cervical erosion or polyp.
Very good. Very good. She can be pregnant and she can have local lesions, isn't it? That's a possibility, everyone. She can be pregnant and she can have local problems. Yes, anything else? Anyone with any DD apart from what he's already spoken? Because I have. Anyone with any DD which you would like to add? Yes, all smart students in my class, and not anybody not been able to give me a nice DD apart from what he's already spoken. So he's spoken. There's a possibility of all kinds of abortions, right? Blighted ovum will not usually come up with a bleeding per vagina, but if the blighted ovum stays inside for long, we call it like a missed abortion, and that can also start bleeding at some point in time, right? Anybody else with any other DD? Ectopic pregnancy, molar pregnancy, yes, very good. And all those DDs we spoke about. So any failing pregnancy, ectopic, molar, this is all cause, pregnancy positive with bleeding per vagina, isn't it? Even a normal pregnancy can also, tell me which is the usual, time of implantation bleed. What time do you usually anticipate an implantation bleed? Would you expect it at 3 months pregnant?
No, madam.
Isn't it? I mean, usually we cross over that stage. It's usually in the very early phases of pregnancy. Sometimes even before we get to know that urine pregnancy is positive. So implantation bleed is that early. But right now, at 3 months of gestation, we are expecting either an abortion to take place, or an ectopic to take place, or a molar pregnancy, or just normal healthy pregnancy can also just have a bleed like this. Okay. Third possibility, or the fifth possibility, fifth possibility is that it's a healthy pregnancy, but there are local causes, vulval causes, vaginal causes, cervical causes, could be anything. Anything else that's coming in your mind, Umesh, and everyone else? What? Because that will be an important history to ask, which I'm thinking in terms of local causes. Would you ask her about any history of injury, trauma, sexual intercourse? Would you like to ask that? Do you think that is also related?
Yes, madam. Yes, madam.
Isn't it? Any
Yes.
abuse, sexual abuse or sexual intercourse or just any local injury could also be one reason. Also, I'll see your history, but any anticoagulants that she's been on, any drugs that she's been taking, okay, these will always be the reason. Any local infection she recently has been having, okay, or any urinary tract infection she's been having, local lesions she's been having, that we've already covered. All right. So with that, what do I say? Lavish options in my mind, I'm now going to find out how to go about delineating what all should we ask the patient, so that we can funnel it out from this big list to this small list. Okay. Yes. The history of presenting illness. Please tell me.
History of presenting illness. The patient was apparently well until one day ago, when she developed mild vaginal spotting. The bleeding is scanty, dark brown in color, spontaneous in onset, non-progressive, no aggravating and relieving factors, and also
Okay.
not associated with passage of clots or a fleshy mass. She also complains about lower abdominal pain since one day, which was spontaneous in onset, non-progressive, no aggravating and relieving factor. There is no history of passage of products of conception, gush of fluid, fever, trauma, and recent intercourse.
Very good. So you've already included it. It was there in your answer. But when you're speaking, you should speak this as a DD. Why is it not spoken as a DD? It can be some sexual abuse, sexual intercourse, just a normal sexual intercourse, some local lesion, some local trauma, isn't it? And you've spoken about it already. Very good that you already have it. Yeah. Now tell me. Oh, this is history of present pregnancy. Okay. One thing which I wanted to ask you. What about the bowel and bladder habits, which are very important over here? One line has to come, normal bowel and bladder habits. Okay. I'm adding over here normal bowel bladder habits. Why am I doing that? Anyone? Anyone from the class? Please be proactive. I like a lot of energy in the class, and you should be able to just see my PD set class which is going on. My God, I throw a question and the answers are finished within 5 seconds. There are about 40 students in the class, and the way they answer, they're so fast. I just have to just change the question, and before I could start reading my own question, the answers are over. That's the speed of the students there. So I'm not asking you some very out of the blue questions. It's a very basic topic and very basic questions. You know what? Which topic did I do with the PDCET people? Malaria and pregnancy. Very offbeat. And still, their answers were like coming in like a flow. So I understand this is not MCQ, but still try to answer, promptly. Okay. Is Swati there in the class? Okay. I'll just see whenever she comes. Yeah, no, the reason, okay, Anamika, you're right, and UTI hemorrhoids, this is definitely one of the DDs coming in my mind, but the reason for me to ask bladder and bowel habits is always, in the last class also I said, whether it's representing a gynae case or a obstetric case, and also the fact that she's having a complaint of pain abdomen, extremely important is the bladder and bowel habits were fine or they were not fine. Because if you miss this statement, the impression that I'm getting, the DD, I'm not very, the DD, we had robust DD. We had a long DD. But as far as history of presenting illness is concerned, I'm not seeing a negative history a lot. There's only small negative history written. But I'll be happy, like I think Mohana Priya presented a beautiful negative history. I want a very long negative history all the time so that I know that you thought about these things. All right, Umesh? So you have a very, huge, robust DD, but the negative points are not, in sync with that. So here, at least one thing, just one sentence, normal bowel bladder habits means you've thought about everything, gastroenteritis, hemorrhoids, piles, UTI, urine culture, everything you thought about, and you just in one sentence, you negated them all. So this was this is a negative history telling us that this is nothing to do with bladder or bowel, isn't it? All right. So here, a couple of more negative histories could have come because we gave a very long history of DDs. So here you could have, written down a little bit more DDs, like no history of any cervical lesion, pap smear was done, and, a year back it was normal. You have written down about, no history of sexual intercourse, no history of trauma, no local infection, isn't it? So these could have been the negative histories. Okay, Umesh?
Yes, ma'am.
we can work on that. Now let's talk about history of present pregnancy.
History of present pregnancy. It was a spontaneous conception. Pregnancy was confirmed with TVS scan at 6 weeks, and TVS scan was normal. There is no history of hyperemesis gravidarum. There is no history of fever with rashes. There is no history of bleeding per vaginum. There is no history of discharge PV. There is no history of exposure to radiation. There is no history of any drug intake. Like antenatal investigation done, such as CPC, blood group, RBS, TSH, LFT, RFT, HIV, HBsAg, VDRL, HCV, which was normal.
Okay, now here, Umesh, I don't think in exams you'll be getting these. Do you get these investigations in exam? First of all, I don't know if the trend has changed. Are you getting some investigations? So they tell you that these investigations were normal. Guys, have you asked your seniors? As far as I remember, no investigations are given. And if they are not given to you, please don't mention the name. Just say antenatal investigations as per the patient have been normal so far. Ultrasound latest scan has been normal so far. Okay? Whichever the ultrasound was last. Ultrasound done at, in patient's language, 1.5 months was normal. Because that you'll ask, isn't it? That verbally you will ask the patient. Yes, that, blood tests were fine or not, and urine test was fine or not. What about the ultrasound? Did they see the baby was growing well? All these things. Won't you ask this in the patient's language? So when the patient will answer, they will not say a TVS scan at 6 weeks. They will say, yeah, ultrasound was normal. That's all. And when was it done? 1.5 months of pregnancy or 2 months of pregnancy. Correct? And antenatal investigations, blood work was fine, and urine test was also okay, as per the patient. That's what you'll say. If the investigations are given, written down or attached to your file, no problem. Then you can speak all these things.